Alright, I just got back from Route 7. I figured I'd tell you about how it went. I've never really recorded a video like this before, but I mean, it was like mildly interesting, so I'll talk about that, I guess. If I ever pause the video, it's a bit late. My parents are trying to sleep, so you know why. But alright, where do I start? Going down the road, we get there. First thing you see when you get out, we park right next to like a big above ground propane tank. Like this big white cylinder on stilts, pretty low to the ground. You got a sign on it. It's fuel, but the sign is supposed to be red, but it's so faded it looks white, and not a great combination. Probably people should know what's in there. Anyway, so yeah, we're there for co-worker's birthday party. She's in her 30s, I think. So yeah, my dad brought me with him because it's his co-worker. So that's how I got there. Let's see. Walk up the stairs, get in. And I've been there like once before. I kind of know the thing. You gotta go like sign the waiver. So it took a bit doing that. Wasn't too much. And then I wanted to say hi to some of my dad's coworkers. Some of them already knew me from like when I went to the corporate 5K last year, earlier this year, and I raced for them. Fun fact: we actually won that race. Guess who led the team? Okay, well, we lost to like Lockheed Martin, but I mean, it's Lockheed Martin, bro. They paid off like 5 of the top runners there just to put on one of their jerseys. Anyway, back to the Route 7 story. So anyway, we get there at like 7:15. Party starts at 7, and the lady whose birthday it is doesn't show up till like 7:30. But when she does, she brings like little gift baskets, so you got a bit of candy. Oh wow, my dad didn't know what a warhead was, so he like popped one in his mouth, and he was like immediately like cringing at how sour it was. That was pretty funny. But yeah, we went to the bathrooms first. I remember where the bathrooms were. I was built different. It's been like 3 years since I've been there, and it was only once, so I might add a photo, might not. I look really chopped in those photos. I'm not gonna add a photo. I might be autistic or ADHD. Anyway, I'm gonna just be moving this whole time, so like get used to it. I always do this. But yeah, okay, so first thing we did when we got there, birthday girl got there after a lot of dilly-dallying. There was a lot of waiting around in this, by the way. We got over to decide to do laser tag, and we got there like 8 o'clock. So we go in, we're like, we're gonna do a free-for-all. I'm the only one that wanted to do teams. Really? The one guy that's been there before wanted to do teams. Everyone else wanted to do free-for-all. Like, bro, there's like 18 of us. I mean, but the thing is, I'd done this before. I remember the meta strat. I just kind of forgot a little part of the game that I might talk about later. But yeah, basically, it's gonna be a free-for-all, and we go over like a safety briefing video in the room, and then we go out to a second room behind it, and we grab our vests. I think my in-game name was like Umbriel or something, which wasn't the worst. I'll be honest. I think someone had like Harbinger as their user. They're like already set, but that was pretty good. But it could have been worse. So I put the vests on. I'm like the only person that realized you can like, you put the vest on, right? And then you got like the gun that's attached with like a slinky string in the back to the gun itself. But there's also like a Velcro strap that's kind of like attached on one end to the phaser not gun, and then the rest is like strapped to your chest. I realized you could like take that out, so you got way better like mobility with the phaser. I'll probably forget to call it a phaser, but yeah, you got way better mobility with like waving around. You had to have both hands on it in order to fire. Not a problem. I remember this. But yeah, we get in, and like I've played these games before, so I immediately rush the ramp. Rush the ramp. You're not allowed to run, but unfortunately for them, I can walk at 10 miles an hour. I'm not funny. I didn't get called out though. I wasn't really rushing around. You just kind of like crouch and walk quickly, and it's pretty hard to hit. But essentially, it's like a little maze at the bottom with like pretty high walls. But above that, you go like to the back. There's a couple ramps that lead up, and there's like a half platform above, kind of like overlooking everything. And that's a decent sniper location. But the thing is, you can get hit on your phaser, and it counts as a hit. You can also get hit on your shoulders, chest, and back. So like honestly, most of the places are exposed in the arena, and that's not great. Oh, by the way, when he got in there, it wasn't a free-for-all. It was a teams. Yeah, guess who got what they wanted after all. Nah, it was fun. It was fun. I was blue team. I kind of like red team, but I mean blue team's fine. But yeah. So I know the strat. I rushed the staircase because you got like a half wall for the staircase that's blocking. So it's like you can get behind it and crouch and use it as like a sniper outpost, and that's pretty cool. It's not like up on the platform where most of the people are looking from the ground, and you can still see the ground. But the thing is, the people on the platform and the people on the ground, they're focusing each other. You put someone in between, all the way in the back, no one's looking there. So I'm kind of also there, and there's like this support beam, kind of like in front of the staircase. So I was basically just camping behind the wall, the support beam, and it's in the back corner on the side. So I'm pretty much just completely out of everyone's vision. So I am not getting fired at very much, which is very useful. So I was just like popping up, firing off a few phaser shots, getting back down. I think they said no laying on the ground. I was crouching. It's not the same. Like if they can see my head, you can't hit my head. There's no headshots in this game. It's a phaser. It's laser tag. So yeah. Let's see. I got like at least 20 shots off landed. Definitely more. No, there was a lot of people on the higher platform on my team that were taking some of my I can't say kills. What do you call them? Takedowns. They're stealing a lot of my takedowns. I was firing. My accuracy was a little bit low. I was holding it like a lot lower than I should have. I probably should aim it higher. But I didn't want to like get it in their eyes. It's a laser. Like you can see the laser. They fill the arena with a little bit of fog, so you can like see where the laser goes as it flashes across the room. So that's kind of cool. But yeah. Clock goes down. I kind of move up to the top platform for a bit and help because they're like their team is pushing from the other side of the platform. So I kind of go up there to help. And as soon as I like go past some of the maze part up there, I push to the right side. Someone comes around from behind on the left, tags me, tags a couple of my teammates. Pretty clutch play, honestly. There was only like one good player on that team. Bro had 130% accuracy. I think that's impossible, so the game might be a little broken. 130% accuracy. Yeah. But no, it was fun. My dad probably, like, he didn't get I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, we go back in, they call the game. I check. I see a 20 on my phaser. That's just what rack you're supposed to put it back on. I did not put it back in the right rack. I made sure to put the Velcro back on though. Anyway, if you remember, you remember. If not, rewatch the video. I need views. I'm posting this. I might make it public. I might make it unlisted. Who knows? If you're seeing this and you don't know me and it's public, subscribe. I need subscribers and comments and likes. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. I know. You don't even know me, so you're just randomly listening to some dude talking. I don't know why you're weird for that, honestly. It's just like, weird as fuck. Yeah, anyway, back to the story. We go downstairs. My score is like, I want to say 26,000. My dad was like 22,000. Top score was like 40,000. So I'm like bottom half. 20 kills, 8% shot. 8% shot rate hit. I was not landing a lot of hits, but I did take out a lot of people, which means I was just firing a lot of shots, which I called suppressing fire, because like, I mean, come on, man. I was keeping so many people pinned. Like, they see the shots flying by them and they like duck down. So it means they're not firing. That's how suppressive fire works. I carried. It was intentional. My aim is not that bad. I'm coping. My dad has like a 60% shot accuracy, which was really impressive. The 130% dude was just, he was just hacking, bro, honestly. In the game, there's supposed to like be these hitboxes on the ceiling that you can fire at and get like free points for. So that might be how you get them, but last time I checked, those things were disabled. Maybe they fixed them. Oh well. So yeah. And since it was team mode and not free-for-all like it was supposed to be, they actually offered us a free do-over round, because like a lot of this stuff is kind of expensive, not gonna lie. I think we spent like $40 a person just for like 3 games total, which I mean, bro, they gotta be making bank, like, dang. Anyway, by the time that was over, we'd actually signed up to go go-karting. And so, check-in watch, it's about time to go. Race I'd be there like 8:15. Check-in races at 8:30. They were running a little behind. They have like fast races and slow races, or like pro and junior. So like, I somehow managed to get in one of the pro races, and basically just means you're old and you have a driver's license, so you're supposed to be better at this. Foreshadowing, supposed to. Anyway, most of the kids are going like a bit slower, and they go in like the kiddie go-karts, which are like just half size like the regular ones, so they're going like slower lap times. I'm just watching them go around for a few times, getting a look at the track. A reference of the track would be really useful for this, but I'm lazy. I could draw it out on a piece of paper. I don't know if you saw all that. I closed my eyes, kinda. That was the course layout. This is the start. Goes like up, around, back, sharp turn, and like winds back around, sharp turn, 180, back down to the start. Alright, I'm going to refer to this mental course map a few times during the actual race, but like, for reference, I'm going this with my dad, so he's done this a decent number of times before he actually went to like this massive go-kart track in Japan, and that was, he told me all about it. It's a big track, like I think it's asphalt, and like those carts went really fast. But that was at the track he raced at. I haven't gone go-karting in like 6 years. I want to say I was 12. 5 years. 5 years ago, 5 years. So, like, I'm nervous, bro. I learned how to drive and I got my license and 2 cars in the meantime. So I'm thinking, I can do this. I play racing games. I know race lines now. Right? Right? That's pretty cool. I know race lines. I did not like that F1 game, bro. That game was so infuriating. But yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm still really nervous though about it. Because, like, I don't want to embarrass myself, bro. I have, like, the perfect build for a race car driver. I'm, like, young. I have really good reflexes. Most of the time. Most of the time when I know what I'm doing, I have good reflexes. I'm pretty small, so, like, I can go faster than, like, pretty much everyone else out there. Right? Right? I mean, I should be alright at this. I mean, I'm not spoiling anything, right? So yeah. Just pre-race thoughts. I'm so nervous. Like, I've been like hyping myself up. I was kind of like locked in. They gave us like a hat. It's like a little spandex cloth to go over our heads, and they put helmets on. You could not hear very well out of those things. I could barely understand the directions. I could also hear my thoughts really loudly, so which didn't exactly help because I was pretty nervous. So, yeah. For those of you who don't know, the goal of go-kart racing is to, like, don't crash into the walls, don't crash into other racers, don't spin out, don't hug the walls. You want to find, like, the straightest route and take, like, the most gradual turns you can to maintain the most optimal speed, which is basically race lines. And then keep the pedal to the metal. Right? I mean, we know this. We all race. Only when we're late to school. I'm kidding. I always go the speed limit, which is why this was fun. Because there was no speed limit. Anyway, we put the helmets on. We don't put the visors down yet, so we can still hear. We walk over the ascents numbers. I was like number 6 in line. 2 other people showed up pretty late, but they still got in. And they got on the other side to race with us. Actually, wait, no, never mind. Those are the people that were pulling up from the finished race. So I was in the very back of the line, position 6 out of 6. Really unfortunate, honestly. Really unfortunate. So yeah, again, and they're just waiting for like everyone else in the other race to get back before we can go up. We see them waving the checkered flag. Everyone comes in. Tell us people come down, put our visors down, turn our carts on, make sure you have your feet off the pedals. I had to check that. They were on. I almost bumped into the person in front of me, which is my dad. But fast reflexes, I hit the brake. The way it's positioned, you have like, this is my left hand, this is my right hand. Brake, and then center section, they put like true power. They didn't have power steering, they put like steering in there, and then they had like gas, right? You know how pedals work. But yeah, you got 1 foot on each pedal, so you could do some fun stuff. Yeah. Alright. We're getting to the good part. Alright, so we're visors down. And then we're going. First person starts rolling, second person starts rolling, third, so on. And since I'm in last, it takes a little bit, but eventually start rolling out. They keep the cards programmed to a pretty low speed, so the person in front doesn't get like a massive lead. And we just kind of go pretty slow out for like, I want to say the first like one of 3 main sections of the course. And then we get like a gear up, and we start like going a bit faster. Then we hit like the 3rd section of the course, and by then it like just let us rip. So we were like zooming. I was like freaking out because like I hadn't done that before. The steering, they don't have power steering, so like you gotta like really work the wheel. You know, I'm actually a bit of a tryhard, so I had my gloves on, right? Oh my gosh, get out of this guy. I had my gloves on, so like steering wheel. Dude. Alright, where are we? Out of the line. We're going down like the winding part near the front. It winds a little bit. Just hit it straight. Hit it straight. You can pick up so much speed there. That is what I learned. You could end up flying through there in like 5 seconds, and that's like a quarter of the track. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I am stuck behind technically everyone, but so far 3 people already like pulled away from the pack, so they're like up there. I'm not paying too much attention because I'm paying attention to the 2 people in front of me, my dad and like one other person, right? And I am like low-key crashing out because the person in front of my dad, like, they'd go kind of fast down the straights. Second they see a turn, they slam on the brakes, okay? They slam on the brakes, don't even bother drifting through the turns, take the turns like right by the corner so you can't pass them, and then like whenever you do try to pass them, they just keep cutting you off. Pretty unfortunate. So I'm starting to think like this is gonna be like a really boring race because like I'm just stuck behind him like side by side with my dad. I try cutting in once, he defends, but then the lady in front of him, I try to take a turn wide, I get around my dad, and then I'm like zooming. I try to cut this lady, go up, brakes. I slam on my brakes so I don't hit her because hitting is usually bad. I haven't hit much. I skipped the wall like once on the winding path, but like I'm just getting used to my car at this point. Alright. So we're going. 2 more turns down, same thing. She slams her brakes. I'm trying to pass her. I'm in 5th place. 1st through 3rd are pulling away. And then finally, I think we get to like right into the U-turn, right? Right into the U-turn near the start. I'm like 2 or 3 laps in. I take the corner going into it slow so I can go wide. So I go wide and then I slam in narrow. I like kind of bump her out of the way because she's driving like really defensively. So I push my way in, taking the narrow route out of the turn, and I actually pass her. She tried to we're like going neck and neck up to the next turn, but I'm on the inside and I'm slightly ahead. So when she tries to push me, I got the wall there. I just keep pushing back, honestly, and she can't really do anything. So my dad's still back there struggling trying to pass her too, but like I pull ahead. I'm in 4th place now. Got like, I don't want to say like 2/3 of the race ahead. I think it's like 10 laps. And I got some ground to make up now. Because 1st, 2nd, 3rd, they're like all the way up there. I put the pedal and I did not take it off the metal, bro. I was flying. I go through the switchbacks. I take this turn. I like jerk the wheel a little bit too hard going into the turn. I tried to take like a little bit wide going into it because I had so much speed. I freaking drift hit the wall, bounce off of it, and keep going. That was so much fun. I want to say I didn't hit the wall too hard, but like my neck shook. So I mean, the helmet's not that heavy. And it's a little, but I hit it like kinda hard. Anyway, okay, so I keep going. That kind of shook me a little bit. I'm like, oh wow, this is real. I was like so locked in, I didn't even realize. I'm like, oh wow. And it just reminded me of the time I got sideswiped by that dump truck. But that's a story for another time. Actually, no, it's a story for now. One time I was driving down a road near my house, in the middle of the lane. There's 3 lanes. I'm driving, dump truck pulls up on my left, starts swerving, hits me. I start drifting out into the other lane because I'm driving like a 1.5 ton car, not even like 3,000 pounds. Yeah, a 1.5 ton car versus like a 50-pound dump truck that just hit me from the side. I go drifting out, and like I barely missed the curve. I'm so glad there's no one in that lane. And like I just gotta keep driving. I'm a little shook. I had to like really like counter steer. My rear wheels were drifting, and like I don't even know. I cussed a little bit because just got sideswiped by a dump truck. Which I actually had a bad habit of like driving really far on the west side of the road, like almost over the line. But we go back to check the footage. Nope, they're moving back and forth in that lane. And I was not at fault for that accident. I got 2 cars in a year. It's alright now. I like my new car. No more getting sideswiped by dump trucks for me. Anyway, bro look like Steve from the Minecraft movie, by the way. I just want to put that out there. I got sideswiped by Minecraft Steve in real life. Alright, back to the go-karting. So, it's like 1 lap in, and I can actually see someone in front of me. It's the person in 3rd place. I can see him in front of me, and I start gaining on him. And I have like pretty good race line so far, so I'm actually gaining. Like every turn I'm cutting like off a second or 2, because most people are like drifting a little bit too far, or like not lowering their throttle input to match the drifting. So I was gaining like decent ground on each turn. So eventually go back to the turn, and I said, this is my place for passing people, because most people like pretty quick go in there and they like swing wide. So I started taking it wide into narrow instead of going narrow into wide. Alright, oh wow. Dude, how I passed 2nd place. Okay, we're going. And the guy actually catches up to 2nd place as I'm catching up to him, right? Oh no. Okay. So then I take a turn, another turn. We're back near the start line. Take the winding, and then going into this turn, right? One of the guys who's going so fast, he jerks the wheel. He spins out. The back of his cart ended up where the front of his cart was just facing. And he like rams into the wall, and I'm just like, ooh, I was just behind that guy. I like jerk to the side, slow down, brake a little. That's like the only time I touched the brake the whole race, by the way, just to make sure I didn't like slam into this guy. Actually thinking of it, that might have been my dad. Because like the dude in 1st place at the time was just catching up to lap my dad, I'm pretty sure. Because he was still behind that lady. And like, actually, no, it was a dude in like 3rd place, I want to say. So like the guy who was in 3rd place moves up to 2nd, and I'm right behind him, so I passed the guy that just spun out. Now I'm in 3rd. Alright, so we're going. We take a turn, we go into the switchbacks. I try to make a couple moves on the switchbacks, but honestly, it's a little too aggressive cornering. It's like past people there. Like I tried, I pushed my way in, but he fended me off. I like scraped both his back bumper and his side. I wasn't going fast enough to pass him at the time, and I wasn't just gonna slam my way through there because that's not good driving. I'll get you kicked off the course. But yeah, I hear a crash somewhere behind me, but I don't have time to look back. I'll come back to that later. But yeah, we get back into the U-turn. So I do what I did the very like first defensive driver, and like go in like wide and then cut in narrow. I slide a little bit, so I couldn't make it. So keep going, and then I think coming out of the turn, going into like this the wavy straightaway. It's basically straightaway as long as you just go straight and take the right route. So I just like, he takes the turn, I go in wide. He takes the turn pretty sharp, I go in wide and cut him off on the side. Low-key rush hour traffic on the bridge. Pretty typical. If you know, you know. Oh, you're not gonna know this, but like there's a bridge near my house going on to like, I live in Florida near Merritt Island, and like going over the bridge to get on Merritt Island, it's like, dude, it's so brutal. Like people be like switching lanes trying to get in the like right one. It's like a 2-lane bridge, and like it opened up to like 3 or 4 lanes, and everyone wants to be in like the perfect lane. It's at the middle lane always goes anyway, and I'm getting off track. It's just chaotic going over that bridge, and that's exactly what it reminds me of thinking about it. But yeah, okay, so now I'm in second place. I'm actually good at this. This is my first time, like, ever go-karting. In 5 years. In 5 years, I'm sorry. In 5 years. And I'm gonna be completely honest. The other time I went go-karting, I had no clue how to do it. I was like consistently like second to last. And that's just because there's like a really chunky dude that couldn't get the go-kart to like get up to speed. I feel sorry for him. Not really. Bro kind of spared my feelings about not getting last. But yeah, that was a different time. So yeah, I'm in second place now. We got like 4 laps to go. By the way, I don't know I'm in second. I'm not really counting the people I pass. I just remember this. So I zoomed through like 2 more laps, and I finally like catch up to him. He's going pretty fast, like, and I think I see him like he's starting to lap my dad and stuff. So like I see him, there's him, my dad, and the lady my dad's been trying to pass this whole race. Bro, I feel so bad. She like kept cutting him off. She's not even a good driver. She's just like driving so recklessly, and like my dad goes to pass her, she just slams. Apparently it's been like that for a while, okay? Because when I get up there, like, they're just like, not even. Apparently the dude in first is like the lady's boyfriend, and like he had him for straight up like, sorry, husband. They're like older too, probably old, like 30s. But yeah, like him T-bone my dad coming out of the straightaway because he went to take the turn wide, like going up. He went to take the turn wide, and bro just went straight into him. That's the crash I told you about earlier. My dad is like, he gets road rage, so he was, oh my gosh, after the race. We'll get about that. We'll get on to that. But yeah, I catch up. The dude in first is behind my dad, who's like basically just doing his best to like fend him off as he's trying to pass the lady in front of him because he's 5th and 6th. So I like zoom into one in the corner because like they're both getting held up by the lady that's going slow. I zoom into the corner and like I force my way past the dude in first, just taking a really tight corner. I drift out. I think my back end hits him while he's drifting, but I just slide out of it. And yeah, so now it's just my dad and the lady in front of him, And there's like this massive, like almost a full lap gap between like between the lady in fifth and the dude that spun out in fourth. So we're going, and it's like lap 9. I managed to pass my dad in there somewhere. My dad's good at driving trust, but like I think I slide in, I cut him off. By the way, when I say cut off, it means like gently bumping them, because like most of the time it's really hard to find an opening to pass, so you kind of gotta force your way every second you get, and if it doesn't work, you kind of just slam the brakes and just speed up again. So I was like testing, and I just slammed my way through. Not really slam, I didn't slam into anyone, but you know what I mean. So I get there, right? I get there, and then I managed to pass my dad, but like as soon as I do that, I like pass the start line again, and I see the checkered flag go off, and I'm like, I look behind me, the dude who was in first that I passed, I'm now in first, and he's back there. He's still trying to get around my dad, and I'm trying to pass this lady. It's not gonna happen, bro. She keeps slamming your brakes. You have to like take like a significantly longer route to get around her, and if you did, she'd just like get back up to speed, and it's just so infuriating. But yeah, my dad had to deal with that the whole race, by the way. So yeah, we get pitted, and then there's like 3 or 4 people in front of me. I think they had like the dude in 4th place that spun out. He was like the first person back after that. And then like the lady in front of me, and then I pull him, and my dad's right behind me, then the dude that was in first, and I think the guy that was in like 2nd place pulls up. Wait, no, not 2nd place, 3rd place. The guy that was in 3rd place pulls up like dead last. Because like I won the race a bit ago. And I was just like flying by trying to. I checked my lap time. Not really. My dad was a little upset about getting stuck behind the lady for like the whole race, so he was hitting like 50-second lap times. Low-key, I'd be really pissed too. But like after that, like a middle-aged lady like runs up to us and he's like, hey you, why are you so mad? That's my daughter you were talking about. Because like my dad was like talking about how like complaining about the person who's behind, and like I'm gonna take it this from 3rd person point of view. Angry yelling at my dad. My dad raises his voice back. More angry yelling. Lady starts to like square up, gets up in his face. She's short, by the way. She's like 5'1". My dad's 5'11". But she's like twice his size. Anyway, allegedly, lady thinks my dad was angry at her daughter and her husband. It was not her daughter. The 30-year-old lady was not 17. I'm sorry, they got the wrong person, bro. But she was so convinced. She was like yelling at my dad, and my dad's like, he's still upset about like getting dead last in the race. So like, he's just kind of clapping back a little. But like, this lady's like, I thought they were gonna have a fight, and then I realized like, my dad is military combat trained. This is not a fight she's gonna win. But yeah, luckily nothing really happened. She's just like yelling, and I'm just standing there. And at one point, like tense up because like she cussed him out. That's a no-no. I was getting ready to like floor her, bro. She may be like 200 pounds, but bigger they are, the harder they fall. I was about to crash out on her. But my dad got me and we just walked away while she was still yelling at us. I glanced at the clock after this because like didn't really have much time. My lap times were like 37 seconds. Like first one was like 45. And then like I was in like 37, 35 seconds on laps. That's good. It was at that point that I realized I actually won the race. And dude, I wish we had more time. But like my dad wasn't having this, so we just kind of left. That was our only race for the day. Like we already paid for everything. We already did everything we paid for. But like, dang, we just like stopped by the desk, left. But, oh man, I was, dude, that was something. That was something else. On the way back, I think I got my dad to calm down, talk about random stuff. I mean, it was fun overall. And then, story for another time, but Doodah Sod. Doodah. This is like a pyramid scheme type story. And honestly, like for like my whole neighborhood, and honestly like the whole community, this like the Rockefeller Carnegie kind of stuff. Like if you know those guys, 1800s reference, I think. It's been a while since I took U.S. history, but yeah, that'll be a story for another time. And we're gonna see if this uploads. Thanks for watching, and good night.